this year, but we'll still run something anyway. Janet.
Yes, okay, so I'm Janet Fithian, and I joined Uturn 2 years ago, but it's actually just gone into its 4th year. So Uturn is a bit different to the other YMCA projects in that the people we support are 19 years and older. So I think our eldest learner has been 80. We are the lead partners, so there are a lot of partners. We have 13 active training partners this year at the moment, and we have about 40 partners, and later one of our partners is going to just explain how well this partnership works. But it's a neighbourhood learning in deprived communities project, and it's funded by the Skills Funding Agency, and although we're the lead partners, we don't have to deliver all the training, and thus we have these various partners. We're trying to reach hard-to-reach people, maybe never worked before, maybe don't have formal education, maybe have a disability, learning or physical, and it's at your pace, near your place. So we're trying to get into the communities, and people just have an opportunity to come for 1 or 2 modules, and then we encourage them with a progression. So we've had in the last 3 years over 280 learners coming through, and over 70% have gone on beyond that, either into voluntary work or further training or higher education or even paid work. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm going to introduce Dawn Grant, who's with Town and Country. Dawn's one of our partners, and then afterwards Di, who is with Headway, and her Headway have joined us more recently. So Dawn is going to talk about how the partnership works and how it has been positive for them.
I work for Uturn Country Housing Association, and one of our remits is learning skills and employment. I'd like to say first of all that to work in partnership with the YMCA is superb for us. They're excellent partners. They're not hung up about logos like some partners and about what we all can get out of it. It's all about the outcomes. It really is about what we're delivering together as a team. And Janet has been brilliant at actually managing all of that for us. What I like about it is we facilitate training in terms of food hygiene courses, which have actually given jobs to some of our tenants. But also it's enabled us to signpost to other training groups. So, for example, we've got Hayley here from S&G who does computer training. So again, we can actually signpost our tenants to further training in this partnership basis. Peckenbury have supported us by doing first aid training for our tenants. It's all about them delivering the training for us, you know, the aspirations for our tenants, and basically getting jobs at the end of the day. And that's what we've succeeded with. So we think it's a brilliant partnership, and we are determined that it will carry on, even though possibly funding is going to be restricted in the financial year. But it works at the moment, so we won't give in. But yeah, so it's a great success for us and for our tenants and for the young people.
Thank you. Thank you. And Di.
Hi there, my name's Di and I work for Headway. We're a sort of local charity based in Tunbridge Wells, but we actually have service users coming from all over West Kent. The people we work with have sustained a brain injury, either through an accident or an injury or hemorrhage or something like that. So it's something that can happen to anybody at any time, at any age. And your life is changed absolutely, totally and forever, and you're never the same person you were before. So we were really pleased to join with Uturn to put some courses on, because as a local charity we're strapped for cash, and this is actually one way of actually getting some money towards doing these courses. And what we mostly find with our folks is that the most difficult thing they have is they've lost the person who they were, and they've lost all that confidence, self-esteem, and knowing what they could do. So, and they don't know who they are. You know, they have to relearn who they are and what their achievements can be. So confidence is probably the biggest barrier to any of our service users. And we decided to start these courses with the help of Janet and other colleagues, because we could offer an environment where it was quite low-key, very small groups, so that people who felt they couldn't do something were amongst friends, and they could actually start to be encouraged to learn and to get new skills. And we started off with pottery because some of our guys had started with that. And we've got one man who had lots of health issues as well. He's not only done pottery, he's learned that he can cope with his health issues. He's got that confidence to do that. And now he's almost prepared to go to an adult education course, which is an absolutely huge step, because somebody without any confidence in a whole room of strangers would find it really, really difficult to cope. And we're really proud if we can get him there. We'll obviously try and get a buddy to go with him to start off with, because that's part of our support. Some of our other guys, we've done pottery, gym visits, and adult numeracy and literacy. And some of our guys have gone to the gym. We've got one guy who's quite a big lad, and he can actually touch his toes. I think he's so proud of that. So that's a real achievement for him, because people with brain injuries, some do have very low motivation, they can't remember things, so to get them to go week after week to something is an achievement in itself, so it's sort of really good for them. The other thing we find really useful, being as part of the Uturn sort of organisation, groups, partnerships, is that we can work with other partners. And at the moment we're developing a programme with one of the other Uturn partners that will provide a way of a course which will enable people to explore where they are now, what their aspirations are, what their life is now, what they hope to be able to achieve, and actually do that in a slightly more fun and creative way. It's called, I think, the Creative CV, but it's not just about CV, it's exploring who you are yourself, and then actually making a CV, whether it's a painting on a wall, a poem or whatever. It's not just an ordinary CV. And from there I hope that we can actually move them on to going through to potentially trying to get job experience and volunteer work as well. So that is really valuable. We've also got a great bunch of volunteers who would really like to lead these courses as well, which is fantastic. So we would then hopefully be able to offer it to other groups, youngsters and other people with disabilities, so that would be a really big achievement. And the other thing we're exploring is with Hayley, who does computing courses, we want to do a drop-in in Maidstone, so I think we can both use each other's sort of visitors to make sure that anybody who needs help can visit. I found it really beneficial, so thank you, Janet, for inviting us. Yes. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. If you want any more information, there's some examples of some of the courses at the back. And